Namaste everyone and welcome to our continued study of Patanjali YogSutra. As stated, we have completed the first portion of the Patanjali Sutras, and that is called four different books of four different sections. We finished the first section named Samadhi Path, where the Maharishi Ji educated us about what is Samadhi and what are the different kinds of Samadhi, and what are the obstacles that we can come, and all those things we saw it in detail. But Samadhi is like going to the Everest peak and seeing what we are likely to see. So he gave the idea of the manorama that we can have at the peak. But to go to that, we have to go through different steps. And the chapter second talks about is about a sadhan path. It means steps, sadhana, different steps that we have to take. Will never ascend suddenly in any field, anytime. So we have to do one by one, and that is what it starts for the second chapter. So that is sadhana path or sadhan path. Means different methods, different steps of getting to the peak. So the first verse of this chapter is about the Kriya Yoga. Kriya Yoga. That is a Tapa Swadhyay Ishwar Pranidhanani. Tapa Swadhyay Ishwar Pranidhanani is iti Kriya Yoga. These three components makes Kriya Yoga. Word Kriya Yoga is derived from two different words, Kriya and Yoga. Kriya simply means action or activity. Action or activity that is required to go for the union. Yoga means union. To go for the steps required to attend to the union. Here union, we are talking about God only. So the union of the individual soul with the super soul is called yoga. So for that, these is the method, these are the steps. So that is called Kriya Yoga. So it consists of three components or three pillars of a bridge which connects human being to divine being. So these three pillars are Tapa, Swadhyay, Ishwar Pranidhanani. These three pillars of a bridge or three pillars of a house, without which we can't build a house, without which we can't cross a bridge. So these are the three pillars. So these three are must in any progress anyone wants to do. Same rules apply for the worldly goals and worldly achievements. You don't become a multimillionaire day one. You start a small store, very small, and then you grow. So similarly here. So Tapa, Swadhyaya, Ishwar, Pranidhanani. Ani means it is a plural of these three. So these three together is called Kriya Yoga. Here, we will take individual components. So now, tapa, when we say word tapa, we think of very rigorous austerity or making our body suffer. No, that is not tap. Tapa is not torturing the physique or torturing ourselves. It is only disciplining our mind. So tapa is defined as disciplining our mind or refining and improving our mind and putting the mind in control is called tapa. Word tapa comes from tapa in Sanskrit or in Hindi language is temperature. It is related to temperature. Like we say, what is the tapman today? Means what is the temperature outside? So tapa is temperature. And any to purify anything, this is the best equipment is to heat it up. So heating is the best form of a purifying agent. Like go to a mountains, or you go to a remote place, and you are not sure what kind of a quality of water you are getting. You want to be sure that it is pure. What do? You boil the water, and then you have a pure water. Means that means temperature will purify it. It's the same thing. No matter what kind of impurities are there, the temperature will get rid of it. Example: you get a 16 karat gold or 18 karat gold, which is a combination of a pure gold with copper and nickel and cadmium and all other metals, which you can't see, but you know it is there. And to purify that, what is done is to put it through the very high heat and melt it, and the gold becomes from 18 karat to 24 karat. All the impurities are separated out. So disciplining the mind will get rid of all the impurities of our mind. Ragarai, like raga, dvesh, abhinivesh, all these are impurities of mind. And to get rid of that, we need a tapa. So that is a tapa. Tapa is not going barefoot to a temple or walk 40 miles to go to a pilgrimage on foot and starve and go through the heat. God is very much against it, and he has stated in the scripture that our reference is always scripture. So he has stated in the scriptures that the only foolish people will do. Lord Krishna says, Karsayantaha sarirastam, 17th chapter. Karsayantaha sarirastam, bhuta gramam chetasa, mam cheva anta sarirastam, tan vidhin asurin nishayan. Word by word. That is karsayanta, means one who gives hard time to the body. Karsayantaha sarirastham. Bhutagramam achetasa, the constituents of body, one who tortures them. And at the same time, one who tortures me, one who is seated in that. Karsayantah sarirastham bhutagramam achetasa, means without sense. Achetasa. Mam chaiva antah sarirastham tan vidhi asuren nisyayan. To such a being, know him to be a demon. Demon is demonical sense. He is senseless. God tells point blank. So some determined people, they have very good determination, but that is misdirected. No, they will think that just looking at a bright sun in the afternoon till the eyes water, that will give them some divine knowledge or divinity. God says that is foolish. You will destroy your eyes. You starve for 10 days in a row, you will destroy your body. You will be weak, inattentive, and you will not go anywhere. So that kind of physical torture is advice. No, and it makes sense. If that was the thing, then we all can just put up with that and do it and get to the ultimate. But you go nowhere with that. So so that is not tap, that is one thing. So what is tapa? So there are three kinds of austerities or tapa described by Lord Krishna, the Yogeshwara. He says that there is a tapa pertaining to bodily austerity. Then austerity or purification of speech. The tapa for the speech, you purify your speech. And there is a tapa or austerity or purifying of mind. So manasik tapa, vakmay tapa, saririk tapa. There are three different kinds of purification process. So there are three of them. So that is what is saririk tapa. So purifying the body, the God now defines what is saririk tapa. So he says, Deva Dvij Guru Pragna Pujanam, Deva Dvij Guru Pragna Pujanam, Socham Arjvam, Brahmacharyam Ahimsa cha Saririk Tapa Uchate. These components together is the austerity of body. Which one? Deva Dvij Guru Pragna Pujanam. So Dev means divine, as a guru. Dvij means twice born or Siddha Purusha. So Deva Dvij Guru Pragna Pujanam. Having reverence for them and learning from them. Deva Dvij Guru Pragna Pujanam. Socham means purity, external purity as well as internal purity. Internal purity means purifying the mind, intellect, and getting rid of ego or thinning out the ego. These three together is called antakaran. So antakarana suddhi. That word comes many times. No? So purifying the externally as well as internally, then brahmacharya, ahimsa, that is together is called bodily austerity. So ahimsa means not hurting, is not just not hurting anybody, but causing no kind of pain. Hinsa means causing any harm to any living being is called hinsa. It is not just killing or slaughtering animal, no, but anything which harms as a living being is called hinsa, and ahimsa means not doing that. So ahimsa and brahmacharya. Only the only way we understand brahmacharya is like sexual restraint. No, that is maybe 5% of that. No, but brahmacharya word means the one who is doing his activities in the world guided towards Brahman. It is Brahma Acharti, it is Brahmacharya. Otherwise, sexual restraint, no, you just hold back your instinct and sit down and you don't think that you get a God. No, you cannot. Otherwise, 99% of people are ineligible for that. So God says, no, that is a stupid thing that you focus on. You see, so otherwise, no, that word comes and we, as most of the people say, that's not for me, you know. So no, that is not the real meaning of that. So brahmacharya means your mind is in God, in Brahman, and you are thinking about Brahman, you want to understand about Brahman, you are taking steps towards that. That's called brahmacharya. So that is saririk tapa. And vakmay tapa means you are purifying your speech. Your speech is the best equipment to soothe anybody or to hurt anybody. I can hurt you by insulting words. No, on a Zoom I can do that. No, and you can do that to me also. So that is the power of the speech. So the speech, not doing that traumatic thing to others, is the austerity of speech. So the God defines that. No? Anudvegakaram vakyam. Anudveg means one which does not cause any agitation. Whatever I talk will never cause you agitation. So that kind of speech, anudveg, means which does not cause any agitation. Anudvegakaram vakyam. But that has to be satyam, priya, hitam chat. It has to be truthful. It has to be beneficial to you. Satyam, priya, hitam chat. Swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva. That language, that speech, which is purified by meditating on the scriptures. That's how you purify yourself and your thoughts and speech. So swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva vakmayata puchyate. That is called austerity of speech. And mansik, what kind of a frame of mind you should have? So there, that also Lord advises. 17th chapter, loaded with a different definition of tapa. That's why I'm including here. So that is mana prasada somyatvam, means mind which is satisfied, which is contented and serene. Mana prasada somyatvam. Monam atma vinigraha. With this total silence. Silence doesn't mean that I don't talk, but silence of thought in the mind. Mana prasada somyatvam. Monam atma vinigraha means restraining the mind. Monam atma vinigraha. भाव संसिद्धुर इति तप मानसम तप उच्यते. With divine feelings, with the good feelings about the creation and the living and non-living, is called the austerity of mind. We will never think like that. But this is and think about it. Verbatim, correct. You cannot replace any word of Lord Krishna from here to there. You can't find a better word or equivalent. It has to be that. Samana prasada somyatvam monam atma vinigra bhav sinsiddhir iti tapa manasam tapocha. So when you have done these three kinds of tapa, then you are already prepared for yogic sadhana. So tapa. So second one is swadhyay. Word is made up of two words. I belong to Swadhyay. Pandurang Sastri Athavle, all his movement, he has named it as Swadhyay. Swadhyay movement. No? So Swa Adhyaya. Swa means self. Adhyaya means studying the self. It's thinking about the self, studying about the self. It also means studying about the scriptures, because scriptures talk about Atman. So Swadhyay. So that is the second pillar, Swadhyay. And third one is Ishwar Pranidhanani, means surrendering to Lord, means considering Lord as the ultimate final authority and the highest goal that a refined mind will look for. So Ishwar Pranidhanani means, yes, Ishwar Pranidhan means is surrendering to God or Sharanagati. This is another term for Sharanagati. We saw Sharanagati last time. 6 steps of Sharanagati, we saw that. So Sharanagati is the third one. So we need these three pillars to build a divine empire on these three pillars. So Tapa, Swadhyay, Ishwar Pranidhan means surrendering to God. And we have no other option, because everything is conducted by Him and done by Him. Whether we understand or not, that is immaterial. But that is the truth. So in a simple language, I think most likely Sant Kabir said that. So that is एक भरोसो एक आस विश्वास. So means one goal, one it's counting on one asset. That is Ishwar Pranidhana. So that is in simple word. So एक भरोसो एक बल एक आस विश्वास. That's how it goes. एक भरोसो means I count only on God. एक भरोसो. एक बल, He is my strength. एक आस, that is my wish. एक विश्वास, that is ईश्वर प्रणिधान. एक भरोसो एक बल एक आस विश्वास, that is ईश्वर प्रणिधान. Another way to understand that simply, I just learned it. That is न करता करे न कर सके. Individual is not doing and he cannot do. न करता करे न कर सके. शिव करे सो होए. Whatever Lord wants, that happens. तीनों लोक नौ खंड में शिव से बड़ा न कोई. When we were learning about Saivism, I came across this. न करता करे, truth, न करता करे न कर सके. शिव करे सो होए, means what? Lord, whatever he wants, that will happen. तीनों लोग नौ खंड में शिव से बड़ा न कोई. There is no doubt about it. Our intellect can struggle and cry like a baby, but it won't change. Another truth, very, very densely stated by Lord Krishna, Prakrute Kriyamanani. Now it gives you philosophy. Prakrute means by the external forces of Lord. Prakrute Kriyamanani Gune Karmani Sarvasa. By the gunas of Prakriti, everything is happening. Not by you, not by me. Prakrute Kriyamanani Gune Karmani Sarvasa. Ahankar Vimud Atma Kartamiti Manyate. But if you have an ego, you will think that I am the doer. I am Dr. Chokshi, I am the intelligent man, I did this and I. No, it is the gunas of the Prakriti interacting with the gunas that what makes the things happen. Prakrute Kriyamana. I'm sure you will have question about this, or you should. Prakrute Kriyamanani Gune Karmani Sarvasu. Means gunas which are within us and gunas which are outside us. Their interaction of those gunas make you, excite you to do the activities, and then you think you are doing it. But you are compelled to do. The gunas within you, sattva rajastama, gunas outside in the prakriti, sattva rajastama, and prakriti is dynamic outside, prakriti is dynamic inside, and our mind, intellect, and ego, they are nothing else but part of prakriti. Except our soul, everything else is prakriti. And these prakritis, they are interacting, and we, the real I or Atman, starts thinking, I am the doer. Prakrute kriyamanani gune karmani sarvasa ahankar vimudatma. The one who has no ego, he will know that, yeah, he's right, God, they say, I'm not the doer. And when you understand that and surrender to God, you have done the saranagati. So that is for the first one, Kriya Yoga. This is very important. That's why we went in detail. So Tapa Swadhyaya Ishwar Pranidhanani a Kriya Yoga. Why you want to do Kriya? The Kriya Yoga is very important. That's Sutra number 2. Kriya Yoga is very important. Samadhi Bhavanartha. To get to the Samadhi. Samadhi Bhavanartha Klesha Tanu. Klesha Tanu Karanartha. There are two reasons you want to do this Kriya Yoga. To get to Samadhi means serene status of mind, the highest human goal. So Samadhi Bhavanartha and Klesha Tanu Karanartha. And to get rid of the kleshas that we are loaded with. For these two reasons, we need this Kriya Yoga made up of 3 pillars. So to get to the Samadhi and to subdue our kleshas. Word klesha comes from klis, K-L-I-S-H, klis. Klis means pain. This is the one which causes us the pain, that is called klesha. So to subdue that, to avoid those kleshas, we need this Kriya Yoga. And there are 5 kind of kleshas. Now the sutra number 3. So that is the kleshas. So what are these kleshas? Avidya, asmita, rag, dvesh, abhinavesh. These 5 panch klesha. We saw these, but we saw antraya in the first chapter. Remember, 9 antrayas and 5 co-workers, so 14. But they are separate. 9 antrayas and 5 other antrayas which are co-accompaniments. That's 14. Now we are talking about klesha, and there are 5 more. So we have 14 and 5, 19. 19 things to avoid and subdue and move forward. Those are Antrayas are outside of us. Kleshas are within us. That is the difference. Antrayas, just to give you an example, antrayas are like speed bump on the road. They are potholes on the road. These pebbles on the road. They are outside. So that is kleshas. So that is antraya. And kleshas are within us, within a driver. That is in the car, in the driver. So that is, these are kleshas. We go with the kleshas. We carry kleshas. They reside in the mind. So that is raga, dvesh, abhinivesh, and avidya. So it starts with avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesh. These five kleshas. I'm sitting here, I have those five kleshas, and I go to my office, five kleshas go with me. I go to Bombay, these five kleshas will go with me. Antrayas won't go with me. There will be different set of problems there. Those are external, these are internal. So these five kleshas, we are the hindrance. They confuse us to the last drop. What are those? Avidya, asmita, rag, dvesh, abhinivesh.
Abhinivesh.
Abhinivesh, five kleshas. So what is avidya? And the mother of these five, the remaining four, is avidya. Avidya is not lack of knowledge. It is perverted knowledge. None of us is stupid. We are all smart with several diplomas and several achievements in world. But avidya, says avidya means the lack of spiritual knowledge is called avidya. You could be a brilliant doctor or a lawyer from Harvard, number one, charging $1,000 a minute, no, that kind of lawyer. But you have no spiritual growth. You are illiterate spiritually. So that is called avidya. So vidya, or God only considers vidya to be to the adhyatmic vidya, means spiritual knowledge is the only knowledge. Everything else is information. I collected tons of information in medical school and whole my life, but I cannot be called knowledgeable in the spiritual sense. So I was a good doctor, or I got medical information. Somebody got information pertaining to engineering and all those things. But that is information. The real vidya is the spiritual knowledge. How do you know? Because the master says, where? In the standard textbook. This in Bhagavad Gita, he says, 13th chapter again. This is the Adhyatma Gnana Nityatvam Tattvagnanarth Darshanam Etat Gnanam Iti Proktam Agnanam
Agnanam
Yatto Anyatha.
Yatsorvatha.
So, Adhyatma Gnana Nityatvam means constancy in the spiritual knowledge. Adhyatma Gnana Nityatvam Tattva Gnanat
Gnanartha
Darshanam,
Darshanam.
which will show you the Tattva, means ultimate truth. Tattva Gnanat Darshanam Etat Gnanam Iti Proktam, that is called as, is known as Gnana. Agnanam Adato Anyatha, rest of it is information or ignorance. So here when Lord says avidya means no spiritual knowledge. So, and that is the basis of remaining four. So avidya. Then asmita. Asmita means ego. Asmita means ego, which is a false entity which we created, which our mind and intellect created for our protection in this universe. And that ego, which takes care of our body and our interest in the world, is extremely selfish. Is called ego or asmita. And that develops up to the age of 2, and that gets stronger and stronger, and by 8, 10, 12, 16, as you have a very established ego. So that's why baby is considered very innocent, as a form of God up to the age of 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, because the ego has not developed. And then once the ego develops, and that will excite the dormant sanskaras, and from an innocent baby it will be an adult with all these blemishes, that we all inherit. So that is called asmita. So because of ego and our interaction, we develop a raga and dvesha. Raga means attachment. Anything which I come in contact, which gives me a pleasurable experience, I want that experience again. The desire to have that pleasurable experience again is called raga. And a desire to have that experience in plentiful, that is called greed or lobha. So greed is the feeling that whatever I have is not enough, I want more. That is called greed. So raga, intense form of raga, wanting more and more, is lobha. And because of this raga, I want that, I'm attached to that raga. That is, that attachment is the cause of the pain. Raga. So that raga causes attachment. Another one, dvesa. I come across bad experience, bad emotional experience, intellectual experience, or physical experience. I don't want that. I don't want that. I want to stay away from that. That is the aversion. That is called dvesha. Not having or not liking the painful object or pain causing emotion, or a person or object, that is dvesa. I don't want to see this guy, I hate him. You got it? So that is dvesha. So raga, dvesha, these are kleshas. And then abhinivesha. Abhinivesha means clinging to the body, clinging to the life, desire to live as long as possible, and fear of not living, fear of leaving this body. That is called abhinivesha. So raga, dvesh, and abhinivesha. Because of raga, I want to hold on to these experiences as long as possible, even though the body is depleted now. And that feeling is called abhinivesha. So these 5 things we all have are called kleshas. They are the obstacles, the great obstacles. So that is in the our path to spirituality or spiritual goal, or samadhi. So that is that's the meaning of these 5 kleshas: raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. And they are, like I mentioned, it is caused by avidya. So the next mantra says avidya, because of avidya, is the kshetra, avidya kshetra, or it fertile ground. Avidya kshetra uttaresham means it precedes by avidya. That is the fertile ground which causes the rest of the obstacles. Avidya kshetra uttaresham means preceding. It may be, all these kleshas may be prasupta, means sleeping or dormant. Tanu means thinned out. It is there, but is not intense. So tanu. Then vichinna means scattered. Here and there we have these feelings. And all together very strong. That is udarana. So these kleshas may be dormant, may be thinned out, may be scattered, or altogether controlling you. That is this sutra number 4 tells avidya kshetra uttaresham prasupta tanu prasupta tanu vichinna udaranam. So udaranam means very strong. They are scattered, means they are like our 5 fingers, that is 1 2 3 4 5, but they are individually, they are not strong. No, you can't do anything. But when they are collectively 5, they can give you a punch and knock you down. So when these 5 kleshas are together, it knocks us down. Got it? So individually they won't cause a problem. When they are sleeping, it won't cause a problem. In a baby, these kleshas are sleeping, so baby is fine. And as if we are fortunate, they are there, but they are thinned out in us from prior sanskaras, so they are not causing much problem. But when they are watered and they get a fertile ground, they all together knock you down. So that is the meaning of this verse. Now Mercy ji will describe each one separately. So what is avidya? Like I said, avidya is not a lack of knowledge, but a false knowledge. Viparya. You remember we did viparya, means false knowledge. Bhranti means false knowledge. So viparya, bhranti, that is called avidya or false knowledge. So avidya is defined as anitya, asuchi, dukkha, anatmasu. 4 qualities. Anitya, which is it is not forever. It is impermanent. Anitya. Asuchi means it is not sacred. Asuchi means not pious. Asuchi. Dukkha. It is full of pain, but we think it is good. I want it. So dukkha. God says repeatedly, there's these worldly things will cause you harm, my friend. And we say, no, 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 God, I don't think so. And we say, I want that. So taking dukkha to be sukha. We think that we are smart, but we are not smart at all. So we take dukkha to be sukha, anitya to be nitya, anatman to be atman, and what is not us, not suchi, means not very, very sacred or pious, we take it suchi. So these 4 things which is not, taking it to be nitya, suchi, sukha, atmasu, khatir, that is avidya. Cognition which makes us think what it is not, that's called avidya. Like I said, we all have knowledge, but we have false knowledge, and that knowledge needs to be replaced by true knowledge. That is called vidya and avidya, and that comes only by spiritual science, not by medical books or law books. So that is avidya. Then comes asmita. Now God defines, or Mercy ji defines what is asmita. So drig darshana saktore, drig darshana saktore ekatmata eva asmita. Drig means seer, atman, real eye, big eye, capital I. Drig darshana means equipment, mind, intellect. So taking atman as the equipment, mind and intellect, which are the equipments, part of Prakriti. Atman is real. So taking the Drig means the seer as the equipments, mind and intellect, so that is Asmita. Taking two together is called Asmita. So Atman is real, the light. Mind is unreal, it is jad. It has no life. Atman throws the light on the Atman throws the light. This is Atman, the light. It throws the light on the mind. Mind is in between. If mind is very clear, you will see clear. If the mind is like this, transparent, but it is curtain, transparent curtain, the whatever you see will be colored. Fortunate, I hope it is as thin as this one. If the mind is loaded with a lot of kleshas, it is like this cloth. So the mind is now colored with all the impurities, and if there are more impurities, you won't see the light of Atman. And if it is very bad, and if you are, then it will go like this. This is the all kleshas together. You have gotten the army glasses on your eyes. You see the perverted world. So this is Atman. Mind is a screen with different densities, different colors. They are making those colors go away and make it transparent. That is the spiritual journey. So this I hope it clears absolutely 1, 2, and 3. This is what is happened. That's why we all see the same world differently. One time in Mahabharata, no, Yudhishthira was asked to find out any lousy people in the world. He told the Lord that I don't see anybody bad in the world. And he asked the same question to Duryodhana. He says, I don't see any gentlemen in the world. All are corrupted, nasty, nonsense people. Because he had glasses which were tinted. So world is benign. It has nothing to do as a no disfigurement. All the good or bad we implant on them. There are no pleasant things, no unpleasant things. We implant those pleasurable and painful things on the objects. Drig darshana satyore. Satyore means power. Power of seer and power of these instruments. We take it to be one, that is Asmita. So the next one is Sukha Anusayi Raga. Anusayi means accompanying. Anuyayi means is the one who accompanies. We all understand Anuyayi. Anusayi means one accompaniment. Means what accompaniment? Sukha, that is raga. Sukha Anusayi raga. With raga, with sukha, the attachment goes. Dukha Anusayi dvesa. With dukkha, nobody wants to accompany that, and that accompaniment is called dvesha. We don't want that. So dukkha anusayi is a dvesha. When you can nullify all these things, then you are sthit prajna. Dukkhesu anudvigna manaha, sukhesu vigataspruha, with rag bhaya krodha, sthitadhir muniruchate, comes in the second chapter. Dukkhesu anudvigna manaha. When the dukkhas come, he doesn't get perturbed at all. Dukkhesu anudvigna manaha. Sukhesu vigataspruha. He gets sukha, he doesn't go thirsty after that and catches. So, dukkhesu anudvigna manaha, sukhesu vigata spruha, with raga bhaya krodha. devoid of these three. Vitta means devoid. Vitta, raga, bhaya, krodha. He has no raga, he has no bhaya, no krodha. Vitta, raga, bhaya, krodha. What do you call him? This Sthita Dhir Muni Ruchate. Such a guy is called Sthita Dhir Muni. So next one comes, that is the sutra number 9. Swarasavahi vidusa api tatha rudo abhinivesha. Very nice. What is abhinivesh? Fear of death. So here God defines what is the fear of death. That is swarasavahi, means the life which is going on with its own internal power. Swarasavahi, the battery inside. Atman has a limited power, limited life, span. Swarasa means with its own internal battery. It has a battery on its own, like this one has a battery on its own. This will keep lighting till the battery is there. I don't know how long it will stay. Nobody knows. And when the battery dies down, there is a darkness. Same way, when the Atman power is lost, life ends. So that is a Swarasavahi Vidusopi. Viduso means very talented and Muni, very talented, smart guy. Vidusopi, even those people. Tatha means they get attached to this. Arudho Abhinivesha. Even the most learned people get attached to the life in our existence, that is called Abhinivesha. Liking for life and fear of death, that is Abhinivesha. But we all know this battery will go away when we don't know. Each one is different, and that is Abhinivesha. The one who is who on the spiritual path, he understands this very clearly, so he is not worried at all. And God explains that don't worry. And he tells in the second chapter to Arjuna in the beginning, Dehino asmin yatha dehe komaram yovanam jara tatha dehantar praptihi dhira tatra namuyate. Beautiful sloka. Dehino asmin yatha dehe. In this body, the indwelling soul goes through these three stages in life. Dehino asmin yatha dehe komaram, it means youth. Yovanam, komaram means childhood. Yovanam means youth. And jara, old age. We go through these three, each of us. Tatha dehantara praptihi. Similarly, we will get a new body. Dhira tatra namuyati. The man with wisdom doesn't get confused in this. Means he is prepared to go. He has no abhinivesh. Why? Because he knows that like these three which we experience and we got up to the old age, similarly we'll get a new body. So what is there to regret? Dehino yasmin yatha dehe komaram yovanam jara tatha dehantar praptihi dhira tatra namuyate. And then he starts giving the sermon to Arjuna, that you must understand this, then you will be fearless. Fearless. No fear of death means you're not having fear of getting bankrupt, So money goes away, so be it, because we are the pure soul, and other things visit us and they go away. Money visits us, we call it rich. I became rich. Money says goodbye to me, I say I am poor. But you were not rich, you were not poor. This money was passing by. So getting established in that truth is called true knowledge. And the yogis have this knowledge, so they are not afraid at all. So that is the meaning of that. And the last verse for today is te prati prasavo heya suksma. Te means they. They means all the kleshas we talked about. Te prati prasavo heya suksma. They can be reversed. Prasava means pregnancy. Prasava. Te prati prasavo. That can be reversed. Pregnancy cannot be reversed. Pregnancy can be terminated. Sahitanji knows very well. So pregnancy cannot be reversed. But in these kleshas can be reversed by knowledge. These kleshas, which are the product of avidya, can be removed by vidya. And that's what we are trying to do. Avidya, we are replacing it by vidya, which will remove these kleshas and all these kleshas. Remember samadhi, all these ananda, asmita, samadhi, that is you go through these four kleshas and you go to Atman. That is te prati prasava heya means can be demolished. Heya means demolished. Prati prasava means we can reverse the process. All these kleshas can be annihilated by true knowledge. That's the meaning of these last one. So now I'll keep 5 minutes, 10 minutes for our question and answer. So you can ask any question you can have. This is the first stage of samadhi sadhana path. So these are the steps, and there will be many more which will take us to the summit.
Thank you, Dr. Chokshi. Wow. Any questions for Dr. Chokshi?
Yeah, I think this is like a zip drive. So many information is packed, so many bytes and bits. But I guess what I try to take away is here that we talk about 14 external obstacles, antray, and 5 internal today. But out of that, what I more understand is avidya is the one which creates more trouble. So ultimately, also you say that all the kleshas, rag, and all that created, if you were a sthit pragna, whereby you were devoid of with raga, bhaya, or krodh, at that time, what helps you is a vidya, which is a true knowledge. So I think vidya is the one which is our torch.
So when you get vidya, then you are called sthit pragna.
Yeah.
Vidya makes you sthit pragna. If you don't have vidya or true knowledge, you cannot be sthit pragna. You are a worldly man loaded with these kleshas.
Just to piggyback on what was just said, most of the education in 20th century and later, particularly in last 30 years, 40 years, is focusing on information and packing the students with information.
Yeah.
Not with the vidya that you're talking about. So the question I have is a big question. How do you reverse that process? Because everyone has bought into packing the students with information, giving them multiple choice exams to test them, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, I got your point, Dineshji. That is the reason why we have all this turmoil despite of all scientific invention. Now we have air conditioning in the house, you have a car in the garage, everything, and still there is a fight going in the house and in the countries. What is the reason? The reason is no spiritual knowledge at all. And the people who are in charge, they are absolutely with the ego and lack of spiritual knowledge. If there was spiritual kindness or knowledge in the people with the power, they will take the right steps. Yes, but without that knowledge, you cannot take a right step. There is no peace within them. So how can they bring peace outside? They are disturbed themselves with the ego and attachment. It may be attachment to money. It may be attachment to the nation. My interest of the nation, interest of society, in my interest, my ego. All these is a harmful equipments with which we are loaded. and we don't give anything about any scripture. Forget about Bhagavad Gita, but we are throwing Bible out of the schools. We are throwing Gita out of the school. We are on a very wrong track and will pay dearly, and we are already paying that. So that is called avidya. We are promoting avidya, and we are keeping children away from spiritual knowledge. So
Yeah.
just no, I hope I survive to see this. But the damage is so bad. No?
And I think I remember when Dadaji made a statement based on this, is that anytime you have a technological advancement, you would have a lot of luxury material things. But along with the technological advancement, if there is no spiritual evolution, it will derail you and you won't have peace.
He's like a tiger is in charge now.
Yeah.
So he has that force is in charge. So it will cause more damage. Do you agree or not? No, I mean, thinking people will agree, but they are helpless. Yeah, I'm not in charge of the anything. You are not in charge of anything. So only thing we can do is to take care of our own self, or just people around us, what whenever possible. But to take care of the country or take care of the society, the right people have to be in charge. Otherwise, we are sure to get derailed, and that's why there are so many wars, and we are killing people like flies. There is no big reason. We justify it. It's my interest, this country's interest. They did not do, I did not do. This back and forth, and making more confusing situation, and where there is no real solution visible. And then we say, we don't know, 6 months more, and then more people killed, and more bombs thrown. And now you sit down here and you can kill people, countless people, without moving anything. So that is the technology, and technology misused means more deaths. Before, people used to kill by swords, and now they kill by computers. Got it?
Yeah. Thank you.
It bothers me a lot. No, I don't know, but it does. I hope it bothers everyone. No? Sometimes Vanda says you can't do anything. No, it's just read and talk. No,
I think it has to start from somewhere.
yes. So at individual level,
Yes.
society is made up of individuals. Then
Yeah.
if there are more individuals who are reasonable, then the good things will happen. More people who are lusty and self-centered, nothing will happen.
Thank you so much. Any other question?
I have one quick question. It should not take more than 2 minutes. Can I ask?
Yeah,
Please
please.
do.
Yeah. Hello, Atul uncle. I have when you mentioned about the Kriya Yoga,
Who is this?
this is Mausmi.
Pardon?
My name is Mausmi.
Yes, must be.
Yeah. So I have a very quick question about the Kriya Yoga. When you mentioned that, in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna gave that Kriya Yoga Diksha to Arjuna, I believe.
Yes.
So is that the same Kriya Yoga which, Yoganand Paramahan's lineage is teaching, like Lady Mahashaya or
Yes, same thing. Mercy Patanjali is saying the same thing. Yogananda ji is saying the same thing. And Lord Krishna is a boss of bosses, and he has already said that 5,000 years ago, these great masters who are sent by him, they are explaining the same process in a different palatable language at different times. But Kriya Yoga is essentially Karma Yoga. Kriya
Okay.
means karma, yoga means yoga, karma yoga, kriya yoga.
Okay. So if we have to, basically at the end, it helps you to get into, the samadhi state eventually when you practice and practice. So is that required because it's already given by, Lord Krishna? Is it have to have initiation, or is that something you do the practice, reading the Gita and do those kriya and get into that, or it has to have to done by initiation? Because it was originally that diksha was given by Lord Krishna.
Yes. So that is the ultimate knowledge. And that Bhagavad Gita comes from Vedas and Upanishads. So Lord was very kind to simplify it, because Vedas have hundreds and thousands of slokas. So God was kind to put it as a Bhagavad Gita. But these things are very difficult. So we need somebody to explain to us so that we can understand. See, this Patanjali YogSutra, unless somebody explains to you, you
Yes.
can't even read it straight. So that we have to go step by step. We need somebody who has done already and simplified. They are called gurus. They say they may be with a big beard, or they can be a simple guy like me, or whoever can simplify. That is your helper. No, don't say guru, even helper. It's like you want to climb a mountain. You go to Mount Everest. You need a Sherpa. Sherpa is nothing else, but he has gone to the Himalayas 100 times, so he can be your guide. Same way, all the people who have done this, they can be our guide. So we need a guide to explain to us. And sometimes people give a lot of effort on their own, and they can figure it out, but it's very difficult. So you always need a guide, like for medical science there are books, but you always need a professors to explain you step by step. Takes years to go through that. For that reason you need a guru.
Okay. Thank you.
And these are all gurus, the one, so Swami Yogananda, so these Bhagwan Ram Krishna, Vivekananda, Raman Maharshi, all these are great masters, came from different times and explained and left the very nice commentaries. Shankaracharya ji, the greatest guru, left so much, more than 100 scriptures he wrote himself, and gave so much of help to us.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
Any other question?
So,
Manjari ji, any question, or Malaji?
yeah, I have like I don't think we have enough time to talk about everything I want to talk
Forget
about.
about time. No, God has given so much of time.
I'm happy to talk about
Yeah,
it,
so
but
much of time. No, we unnecessarily create borders,
yeah.
But God has given to you. You can text me later on also. No, so I don't mind.
So first things first, I love it that Moshmi called you Atul uncle, and I think I'm going to call you that from now on.
Makes me feel very old now. I'm fine. I don't age from inside. I'm as good as ever.
Yeah. So maybe in the first paragraph, we talked about sattva, rajas, and tamas that are controlling everything that is going on, right?
Yes.
And we also talk about doing the right thing, and like we talk about as if we are initiating the action, like we are the doer, right? That we feel we are the doer. So these are two contrary ideas, where sattva, rajas, and tamas are dictating our actions, versus we thinking that we are like we are doing, like as if we have control to change the way we behave, right? Like script. I mean, I think at a deep energetic spiritual level, I understand this. But I think what I'm trying to point out is like these are two different contradictory ideas, that sattva, rajas, and tamas are dictating every action that is coming out of us.
Right.
And we are saying to ourselves and others that we should be doing the right thing.
The problem is that one is implanted on another, no? So they are working as one entity. Means your mind is sattva rajas tama, outside is sattva rajas tama. Suddenly where you are standing and suddenly you get into some waterfall from your ceiling, then that is happening, and suddenly your sattva rajas tama will become active and you will run and do it. You are doing it, but it was triggered by outside happening. So these happenings are they are under control of Prakriti. Means they are not under our control. So like somebody becomes nasty and gives you a bad language or something, that triggers your mind. That triggers the response from your mind, which is also with sattva, rajas, and tama. So you respond. You think you did it, but you were the victim of those gunas. If you are very gunatit and understand this, you will ignore whatever he insulted you. So that way the reaction will die down there.
But even the ignoring of the situation is based on sattva, rajas, and tamas.
Yes.
So there
Yes.
is
So if
really,
you,
like,
if
if
you
you
are,
think about it,
that's
there's
why
no free will.
we pray and we try to get as much sattva as possible, so that we are not victim to outside disturbances easily. So destroy tamas, destroy rajas, cultivate sattva, and cultivate sattva plenty. That is Suddha sattva, and then you are done.
I think, Manjari, what I can tell you one thing in between is, I think he mentioned about 5% free will. That's where you need to make a decision to change yourself from tamas to rajas, rajas to sattva,
Yes.
because
Yes.
you have a free will.
Yes, oh yes. So that using free will as for this, that is the spiritual journey.
Okay.
I think we have our brains, and if we use our brain, we can always say whether I want to do tamas, rajas, or sattva. I think that's where I feel we have a control. God says, I've given you brain, use it, don't blame me. You can do the right thing. Isn't it so?
Say that was, I mean, we have a free will to enhance our and change our gunas.
Exactly.
So as if we don't use it, then we are victim,
Exactly.
and will be more and more victim to these five kleshas, and then they will knock you down, and in the process you will knock down somebody else. That's it.
I mean, experientially, whenever my thinking mind is not present, or where I'm not consciously trying to control something, the action that comes out is like it doesn't feel like it's free. As such, it's not free will. Like, it just feels like it's flowing, kind of. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to hold up everybody on this conversation. Maybe we can talk about it offline. So that's one. And then I think we were talking about all the bad things that are happening in the world, and like nobody's studying the scriptures. I feel like if I mean, if there's one teaching that we can give our children as they're growing up, is the teaching of like everything is impermanent, and impermanence in everything, right? Like your body, the structures around you, the events around you are like, it starts and it ends. I think that one teaching, if we were to start giving all the children as they are growing up, that might like give some perspective, right? We think we live forever, and that's one of the reasons we feel like we need to have control over everything and like try to make everything fit into the boxes that we want them to fit into. So yeah, that's just a thought. And then fear of death. I don't know. I think I had a note for fear of death, but I don't remember what I was thinking.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're very right. But these things happen so fast, and we are so much colored and bombarded with this thing, so that we do not think, or we don't want to think. If you that's why thinking man or non-thinking man, thinking man will find the answers. Non-thinking man will just go on his jolly way, good, bad, ugly. He will face, and he will just move on whatever he thinks is right for him. That's it. Even if he's wrong, he's established in that.
Yeah,
He's,
you
he
can't
has,
change.
yeah,
You can't teach.
he has no doubt about it. Whatever he says is right. and he doesn't want to change. You
Yeah, I
can,
have been there.
yeah, you cannot change them. No?
Yeah.
They will say, what are you talking rubbish? Because his mind is so clouded that that's why there are so many scriptures and so many gurus, but they don't want to. If they come across this kind of channel, they will switch it immediately. No, they say, what these people are talking. No, so that is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
think.
Thank you.
We still have time. I also had a question.
Savita ji is going to be worried, you know, because she has to work in the morning.
Yes.
We can take this offline, if that is okay with you.
Yeah. I think what we should do
Oh,
is,
one
Dr.
thought.
Chokshi,
Yeah.
we should probably stop the
That's why I
lecture at
invited you at
9:10.
our home, no?
No, I know, but stop the lecture at 9:10, so we have 20 minutes to discuss.
Actually, what I'm
Okay.
thinking is maybe we can have a second session in the week, which is a
Yes, to
Q&A or
discuss.
a discussion session.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to suggest that.
Yeah.
Let the next session be just question and answer for the first chapter and what we have done up to now.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yes.
idea.
I
And
mean,
maybe a good idea to send the questions ahead of time so Dr. Chokshi can
No,
be.
just do it extempo. You
Okay.
ask me, I
Okay.
do extempo. No, God, Krishna has given all the answers, no, here. So I don't worry, no.
Okay.
All answers, Dineshji, whether we agree or not, are here. Ask any question intelligently.
I know I have a slightly different suggestion. We have a core group here.
Huh?
Why don't we do a full day retreat under the Spiritual Institute's umbrella?
Yeah, people have to
Sometime.
come, but they don't show up. No, we beg.
No, we at least all of us will show up, and we
Yes.
can bring one friend. That will be 25 people.
Okay, we will do it. I'll be very happy.
I seconded that idea.
And
So
even if Manish buys in Florida, he has to fly back.
No, I'll do it.
She will always come. Yes.
we'll do it. You know. That takes away all the doubts from our mind, and the mind without doubts is a enriched mind. You know?
So let's, I think it's a good idea. Let's have the next session. Is
No,
everybody willing for
next
that?
time we will start with question answer pertaining to whatever we have done, and then we'll do few more, and then we'll go. So we'll keep enough time in front and back both.
Now, instead of 10 shlokas, we can do 5 shlokas. So
Yeah,
that-
no, we can do it very slowly. We can do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we'll end up. It's
Good night.
9:45 now.
Yeah.
So we'll we'll do our shloka.
Okay.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnmadaya Purnmevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Om